Good morning, everyone. This is week 5. So, welcome to a new episode. Last week, we gave our weekly analysis on the major assets that are traded. Normally, we give analysis on gold and NASDAQ and GU, which is cable, pound, USD, and all of them actually delivered. Gold delivered over 5,500 pips from our earlier delivery. And then we talk about the reversal, which actually also happened more than 4,000. More than 5 or 6,000 points. So that was really an insane week. And NASDAQ and Bitcoin actually, GU, pound, USD did exactly the same. So you can appreciate the good work from my analyst Clinton and I that we bring to you for free. And this week, someone has asked us to actually give our review on Bitcoin. Okay, so let's start in. This is a Bitcoin, and when we look at the weekly levels, previously I spoke about the buy point from here, which was around 77, and I actually spoke about this level that we have to pay attention to. This key level that when we break it, I expect it to come a little bit up, and that was the sell. So I spoke about a buy from this actually level because this is demand zone. Price nearly came there. And I spoke about this, that I'm expecting Bitcoin to retest this supply here at 110. But before that, there's going to be a further pullback. So you can see this level has tested again on the weekly chart, okay? And we have another demand zone somewhere here around the 62, 61 level. So if next week, this weekly chart closes below 75,000, then you can expect Bitcoin to come to probably 68 and in extension 63 or even this demand level of 54. But we need to watch what this psychological level is. Price came there first and it got rejected, okay? And then we've come there the second time, okay? So let's look at the daily chart and see what we see, okay? So what we're talking about, and if we look to the left, you can see the double bottom there. This demand zone has already been mitigated. So it's important this week what is really going to happen. I will wait, and I want this low, which is the price, to come and retest this 76 or lower. And if we close below it, I expect Bitcoin to go lower in the coming weeks. Other than that, you can see that we have a supply here, this level, okay? We have a nice supply zone here, okay, which is an 89. And I think we have some fair value gap there, okay, which might be filled. So another thing that could happen is price could move up here, mitigate this supply zone. You wait for confirmation and you look for sells from there to look for down. Or if we come to the 4-hour chart here, pretty much is the same thing. I want price to come back to retest last week lows, you see, 76, and I want to see if on the 4-hour we also close below it. If we close below it, we're going to go lower to 70, 60s, okay? If we zoom in, you can see 4-hour, we don't have a lot of information here. So we have to go to the daily or the weekly to get the other information to our left side, okay? But look at what I was talking about. You see, we have a 4-hour supply also here at 84, okay? So price could rally back there. We wait for a confirmation either to the downside or a close above here and wait for this supply zone. But what I would like to see personally is since especially if you want to hold Bitcoin for long, I will wait for price to retake this low here, okay, 75 levels. I want price to come and retest it, okay. Looking at the daily chart or the weekly chart, I would like price to come, retest it and see what is it going to do. Are we going to close below it and wait for further discounts, and then we'll see what's going to happen. So what you can also do is, you see all this downtrend from 89 to this low, it originated from here. So you can pick up your fibs and put it there, put it here and drag it to the low, and it's going to give you also okay, the premium. That's if you want to sell from the above, and then you can see what you're going to do. Where are the premium? We have already discussed it. So price comes there, you wait for your signals and sell. But if I want to trade the market, what I like to do is actually look for a buy and hold it for long term. So I'll actually wait for the sales to finish, okay, so that I can enter a long buy and ride it to 114 or even higher, okay. So this is personally what I will do. But just to let you guys know again, this is a disclaimer. This is just educational purposes only. We don't ask anybody to use it as the basis of their financial advice for their investment. So you have to do your own due diligence before you act on whatever we say here, as we will not be personally responsible for your losses, okay. So personally, I would like to see what this level will do. If price breaks below it, I will look for Bitcoin to come to 70 or below 70. Okay, there is a little some fair value gap and demand loan here, so 61, 62 before I will be looking for buy if I have a buy confirmation. So that's what I can say about Bitcoin, okay. So let's move on to the next asset. Okay, so this is GU and this is the weekly time frame. Let's look at what the market was expecting. Last week, we had a little bit of the uptrend, but not what I was expecting, because our analysis was that we want price to actually come to this small fair value gap. If you can see, there is a fair value which is an institutional level. So they've left their footprint at this little gap here, okay. Someone is going to say, what's the fair value gap? Fair value gap is the space left in between three candles, the second candle. So the wick of the first candle, which you can see this wick here, which is a red candle, and the third wick is here. So the space that is left overlapping those second candle in between, this space here, that's the fair value gap. And by law, institutional traders and the hedge funds, these big corporations, if they want to place, let's say 100 million or 1 billion of trades by orders, by law, they are not required to place all of them at a go. So what they do is that they place the trades in bits. So they have various levels. So let's say they can say they want to buy 100 million here, 100 million here, 100 million. So what they do is, these are their footprints, the fair value gaps that you see, which means that they've left some buy orders there. So they want price to come to fill those buy orders before what it goes up, further up. So we had probably a couple of hundred pips last week, but the play that we expected is what is happening now. Okay, we had this new supply, which is on this high here, and you have the confirmation and the sales is coming. So what I want to see personally, you can see we have another fair value gap here. Okay, so either price to come down here, then move upstairs for us and break this high, or price to keep coming and mitigate this order block and take out the liquidity, mitigate the fair value gap here. Now look for buys here. So it's two scenarios. There is a fair value gap here between this and that, which I'm going to wait for price to come down before I look for a buy there, or I'm going to wait for the second fair value gap, which is also an institutional level, for price to come down there, and I'll look for a buy from there. So you have two levels. All you need to do is be patient. In the market, patience means money. So let the market comes down to you, wait for your confirmation, then you look for buys for price to move higher towards the 1.4 levels. So it's as simple as that. From the 4 hour and stuff, you can see it clearly. So 4 hour here, see, this was the new demand zone that was formed. And this is a confirmation here. Okay, this is your second confirmation when price came here, and your stop loss is just a little bit above this high. That's those who decided to take the sell. Okay, so then now price is approaching. Okay, this is another 4 hour fair value gap, which you can see price has filled, but you see we have this 4 hour also demand here, which I was talking about on the daily. So either price will come all the way here, swap that liquidity on the demand, then you look for a buy to go up, or we have the second one, okay, which is somewhere here also. You can see very big FVG and demand here, okay, so waiting. So you wait for price either to give you confirmation from each of them, and you go. And what you can also do is, if you look at all this uptrend here, it started from here. So you can pick up your flip tools, put it here, and take it to the end of the charts, and that's going to tell you the discount area where you should be looking for buys. Or when you come to the second FVG, you can see all this move started from here, this demand zone here. So you can put your flip also here and bring it to the end of it over here. And on this level, that is, if price fills this level and keeps coming down to fill here, your flip is going to tell you your discounted zone, where you actually wait for your confirmation price to come there, move to a shorter time frame for your entries, and look for buy. So this is a very, very good chart, and this is also a very, very good market structure, very, very good setup, which is setting up for you to go. Okay, so on GU, I'm looking for buys, and I've given you the levels, and you know where to place your stop loss and your TP. Okay, so this is what you actually have to do on GU. It's a very simple trade setup which is coming, and I'm going to leave it. It couldn't be clearer. When you go to even the 1 hour, you can see it very, very clear. And when you go to the 2 hours, you can see price very, very clearly. Everything has been explained to you. And this, you can see price was forming what lower highs, you see, and then higher high. So you can see this high was broken by this high. So here, like I said, we have a demand there, which we are waiting to also. It's also setting us as a protected low. Okay, so if price closes below this low, it means that the first FVG on this 4 hour was what becomes invalid. So you wait for the second one, which is somewhere here. Okay, because this even here is showing you that for the short term, if you look at the 2 hour chart, we have some change of character. So price can even come back here sharply here, give you this supply or this supply and give you a downtrend confirmation before probably price will come and mitigate this zone or this zone. Then we start looking for buys and then we execute our buys for a higher price. So this is a very good setup. Be patient and wait for then execute them. Okay.